What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video. I was supposed to go cold plunge this morning. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn it on. So Katie and I had a date night last night to kind of celebrate our engagement, and I just completely forgot to turn it on. And unfortunately, it's not cold enough yet to where it stays on. But I even got this little light. You guys can see my face gets a little brighter and a little bit less bright, so I can actually film outside when it's essentially pitch black out. And of course, I had those plans and I just forgot to turn it on last night, and it's up to like 65 degrees. So unfortunately, I did turn it on, but it does take a while to cool down. So I might do it later today, but there will be at some point another cold plunge video because I now have a light to actually help me film outside. But instead, we're gonna go ahead and just walk on the indoor walking pad for a little bit before it gets bright enough out. We need to feed Margot. Actually, maybe show you guys that. We'll come back in here, get a few steps in, maybe even take Margot out on a walk here in a little bit too. So let's go feed Margot to start. Margot, are you hungry? Oh, are you hungry? Yeah. So this nice little slow feeder for her. Are you hungry? Can you sit? Good. She freaks out. All right, Margot, waiting. Spin. Whoa. Spin. Yeah. All right, waiting. Waiting. I need to move your water bowl real quick. Waiting. Waiting. Free. Yeah. Good girl. Then while Margot finishes up her breakfast, I'm gonna have a little bit to eat this morning. We're just gonna go with a single protein bar, the grass-fed. This is the peanut butter chocolate one. I'll also have a little more food before we actually go to the gym, that pre-workout snack of the rice cakes, banana, and peanut butter. But I've been noticing my weight hasn't been climbing as much, so I've been having this in the morning, sometimes 2 of these, just to get calories in a little bit sooner. Also chugging water, because I feel very dehydrated, honestly. So a lot of water. And then we're gonna have our daily supplements. So today's Thursday. We've got a krill oil in here, a multivitamin, and also an allergy med. And I'll take my creatine and protein powder later in the day as well with my shake. So yeah, I'll start my day. Go ahead, I'm gonna walk on the walking pad for a little bit, let it warm up, let it get a little bit brighter outside, and we'll take Margot too. So we're making our rice cakes and peanut butter, and Margot now knows that she gets the peanut butter knife. So here we go. She still thinks she has to eat it, which is funny. Oh. Just lick it, Margot. She gets on like the side of her face because she sticks in her mouth. All right, Margot, that's it. Good girl. And here we have our pre-workout snack. Unfortunately, I miscounted it and we're 1 banana slice short. But aside from that, which upsets me as far as my just like wannabe perfectionism and OCD goes, we have 2 rice cakes, 10 grams of peanut butter per rice cake, and 1 banana cup on top. I have this masterpiece, also gonna having a white monster. So just imagine a white monster right here, because that's still in the fridge at the moment. But yeah, Margot also had some peanut butter over there. I didn't realize Katie had given her a little lick pad of peanut butter. She got double this morning. And now I'm gonna eat this, and then we'll head to the gym. We've got back and shoulders.
We gon' break up, then we make up. Act like we're gonna be friends. Blaze the fire, take me higher. Leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again. We gon' break up, then we make up. Act like we're gonna be friends. Blaze the fire, take me higher. Leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again. blaze the fire, take me higher, leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again, all over again. Leave it all over again. Leave it all over again.
Just finished up the workout, a great shoulder and back day. I will say 2 exercise I could not film just because I was kind of in the corner where there's a couple other people around me, was a face pull as well as the dumbbell shrug. So I do those at the end of the workout. I just couldn't film those. We had a nice little physique check and I feel like I'm feeling pretty strong. I'm full. I'm liking the leanness. I will say, like, I can definitely be leaner, and that will be what will be going on in December and January to cut for the trip in February. But for now, for the rest of October and November, we'll be slowly trying to increase that weight and bring up our strength and size, and hopefully hit a 315 bench for a single. I'll probably test that towards the end of November before we start the pretty serious cut. I'm gonna call it like vacation prep, like as serious as a prep, starting in December. Of course, I'll take a gap week probably around Christmas time, but leading up to Christmas and of course after Christmas, it'll be all about prep mode and getting absolutely shredded. So as far as happy scale goes, month of October so far, as you guys can see, some slow, steady progress up. I will say I did have a pretty big weight spike at 170.2 on Monday the 13th. You can see that kind of brought up my average pretty quickly, and then I did a little bit of a kind of decrease in calories the next day. Weight came down, and now leveling back out right around 167. So yeah, looks like the last 2 days the average has gone down, but in general for the month of October so far, we are seeing a general increase. Then we'll go ahead and actually go over to the reports, like the monthly view. We can see a high, that 172, you guys can see that big jump there. Then the drop down the next day as I clean that back up the diet. Trend is only 0.1 pounds per week, and then up 0.2 pounds in the last 16 days. So in my mind, it kind of gives me the green light to eat a little bit more food. So I probably need to add in maybe that second protein bar in the morning, maybe have a little bit more food with each meal. But I'm feeling so full and satiated right now that I'm almost like okay if I don't gain too much weight in the next month and a half, right? Like if I see the weight go up to like 168, 169, perfectly fine. I definitely don't expect 170 by any means, and I don't want to push because that just means the more weight I gain, if I gain too quickly, just more body fat to lose when I start that cut in December. So as long as I'm making progress in the gym, as long as I'm full and satiated, hitting my protein goals, getting plenty of carbs to fuel my workout, I'm okay if the weight is a little bit on the slower side, right? I'm not trying to bulk up or build up for a show anytime soon. I'm very, very pleased with my current muscle mass. I definitely want to build some up over the next several years, but I'm not in a rush to do that by any means. If anything, I want to maintain my leanness so I have less to cut when I go ahead and do that kind of like that vacation prep starting in December. So you guys can see that weight spike kind of came back down, but yeah, still averaging 0.1 pounds per week. Probably want to make that go a little bit faster, aim for about 1 pound per month, but I'm not going to push that at all, knowing that we have Halloween at the end of the year, or sorry, at the end of this month. Also, I should be hitting 100K subscribers, so I'll do a big cheat day when I hit that, maybe in end of October, early November, and then Thanksgiving as well. So there's a couple like big blocks of calories coming up that I'm okay if I kind of maintain where I'm at right now. And then when I have a big block like a Halloween party, the weight spikes a little bit, or the 100K subscriber cheat day, things like that. And in general, we go to the weight chart over the last 90 days. Looks for about 165.5-ish, and now we're up to like 167.5, so about 2 pounds last 3 months-ish, which isn't horrible, right? A little bit slower than that 1 pound a month I was aiming, 1 pound of weight gain per month I was aiming for. Like I said, I'm not mad about a slightly lower rate of weight gain. I'd rather have it be lower than higher, just all things considered. With my muscle mass that I do have, I feel like I really like the look. I'm more so focused on performance, how I feel, flexibility, all that kind of good stuff. And I've been eating intuitively pretty much this entire time, unless I do have a full day of eating on the channel. I think that kind of wraps up Happy Scale. Yeah, those 3 photos, I'll definitely pop those up on the screen. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of in the dark right now, but I actually drove home and then filmed this. So when you get inside, let Margot out so she can go to the bathroom, and then we'll have a couple breakfast burritos that I made the other day for meal prep. So those are already done, which is nice. But yeah, let's go ahead, head inside, take Margot out. Obviously, first off, I always feel bad because I leave her in there for a couple, I've been gone for hour 45, something like that, drive there, cardio, all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll go ahead and, yeah, pretty much just get to work for a big chunk of the day.
In our post-workout meal, which I still always kind of consider this breakfast because pre-workout's more of like a pre-workout snack. So breakfast, we're going with 2 breakfast burritos. Like I said, I made these yesterday, so they're meal prepped. They are hot because I just threw them in the air fryer. Air fryers are amazing for reheating things like burritos. So if you have the ability to, always reheat in the air fryer. It gives that a little crunch to it. You can see even like a little bit golden brown on the edges, which is awesome. So we're gonna have 2 of those. Each one is about 300 calories, I think a little bit over, like 330, and 30 grams of protein. Also gonna add a little bit of salsa just to kind of top that off. You can use salsa, you can use hot sauce, even sour cream, we got the calories for it. So having 2 of those, a little bit of salsa, and then eventually we'll take her on a quick WOK before sitting down and doing a bunch of work pretty much for the rest of the afternoon. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of work. I'll be making dinner tonight, though. We're gonna be making the smash McChicken tacos, another recipe going in the cookbook soon in 2026. We're gonna do a whole relaunch, a whole revamp of the cookbook, add also probably some more, I would say, sections about not only just like recipes, but how to actually use the recipes to make it a full fat loss guide too. So I'm really excited for that. I wanna make it like the best all around weight loss, fat loss, cookbook / guide there is. So putting a lot of effort into that this last half of 2025. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there. Cannot wait to launch that and have that in your guys' hands. But yeah, for now, breakfast. See you guys later. A couple of hours since breakfast, took Margot on a nice long walk, as well as getting a bunch of work done. So some client check-ins, some video editing, and a couple programs written as well. But now it's time for our protein shakes. This is a daily staple for me. I'll go ahead and run you guys through it real quick. You guys haven't seen this. And actually I'm stealing this from Katie. Katie had this probably about a year ago, and I've really had one probably just about every day since. So in this smoothie container right here, we have 1 frozen banana. So we always are stocked with frozen bananas. We have 1 cup of low-calorie almond milk. We're going with I don't know, maybe like a quarter of like a tablespoon of peanut butter, a very small amount just for some taste. We got our protein of choice. This is the dark chocolate. This is actually empty, so I need to get a new one out. And then also creatine, that's just on the side with some water. But these 4 things are what's going in the protein shake. 2 scoops of protein as well, so we get 60 grams. So as you guys can see right here, 140 calories per scoop, 28 grams of protein. So multiply that by 2, 56 grams, plus a little bit with the peanut butter. I think even the almond milk has a gram of protein. Yeah, a gram of protein. So ends up being like right around 60 grams of protein in this bad boy right here. Also, code Perez on Transparent Labs saves you 10% on all Transparent Labs products. Definitely recommend dark chocolate more than anything. And as far as the creatine goes, pineapple is my favorite flavor. This is Hawaiian Splash, not too bad, but pineapple and blue raspberry are my 2 go-tos. So yeah, that's gonna be our kind of midday snack. We also got Margot down here. She was just sleeping at my feet, but I think filming and talking might have woken her up a little bit. So we're gonna hang out, we're gonna down this. I got a bunch more work to do, and then I'll see you guys at maybe another walk for her or dinner time. A little bit of an audible going on tonight, so I thought I'd be making those McChicken smash tacos, but those will have to wait for another day, but I will record that video and eventually post it. But we're gonna go to my parents' house. So the Bengals are playing, it's Thursday Night Football against the Steelers. Unfortunately, the Bengals, I don't really have too high hopes, but we're gonna go over there, hang out, so Margot and Maisie can play. Katie and I can talk to my parents about some wedding planning, all that kind of good stuff, and just hang out before they leave for the weekend. Of course, Emma and Charlie will be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're just gonna head over there. I don't know where we're gonna eat yet, but I'll show you guys whatever we do get, probably just some takeout from somewhere. And I'm probably sitting at, if I had to guess, okay, so I had the protein bar in the morning, 15 grams of protein, 60-ish, let's say, yeah, just call 60 for breakfast. So that would be another, what would be that, 75 plus 60 for the protein shake, so 135. So, and then maybe a little bit in the kind of like the peanut butter rice cake banana. So I'm probably sitting like 140 grams of protein. I need like 20 grams to hit my minimum, like around 160. So no matter what I eat, I'll probably hit that. So I have some flexibility in the evening, which is great because those two scoops of protein give me so much flexibility with dinner to kind of eat whatever I want. So yeah, I'm gonna head over there and I'll just, show you guys what we eat. And we're back, showered, and it's time for bed. So I didn't actually end up bringing the big camera with me, just my iPhone. So I actually did film a clip. I'll show you guys what I actually ate for dinner. We got Indian food on my plate. I had some, basically I consider it like Indian grilled chicken. So it's called chicken tikka, not chicken tikka masala, but chicken tikka. And it's basically like, in my opinion, Indian fajitas. So they actually will grill the chicken in the tandoori oven, just chicken breast with a little bit of seasoning. And they also add maybe like onions, bell peppers. I think there's even like broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots in the actual mixture. And they serve the korma sauce as well as the rice on the side. So my dish was chicken breast, a little bit of korma sauce on top, rice, and then chana saag, which is like a chickpea spinach dish. So crushed the protein goal, probably had like another 8 ounces of chicken breast, so probably got another 40 to 50 grams of protein, of course a little bit of carbs, and also had a couple Cervati's tea cookies, probably about 200 calories worth, something like that. So calories for the day, not exactly sure, probably around 2,800, and then at least 180 plus grams of protein for sure with how much chicken I had just with that dinner. So yeah, as far as when you do eat out, the biggest thing is being just careful with what you get, right? You can make anything work. Mexican, get fajitas. If you're doing Italian, try to get like a chicken parm. Maybe we do, obviously get some pasta. Maybe get a salad as the appetizer rather than like a arancini fried balls. Like little things like that. You can make smart decisions, and those smart swaps can go a very, very long way, whether you're eating out at a nice restaurant, fast food, or something more casual like picking up some Indian food. But yeah, that's me wrap on the day. I'm trying to think, I did turn the cold plunge on so I can cold plunge tomorrow morning. And then yeah, stay tuned for the cut starting December 1. We're gonna do a pretty serious cut between December 1 and probably honestly more serious like right after Thanksgiving through to Christmas. Take a little break around Christmas and keep cutting. We're talking like prep style where we go very serious, tracking every single calorie, every single gram of protein, every step. Get absolutely shredded for that trip coming up in February, and we'll go from there. But yeah, stay tuned. As always, remember, can't deposit excuses like the sign says. You can have excuses or results. You get to pick. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.